How do you choose a major when you don't have a calling or interest in anything? Do you just look at the median salary on Google and pick one of the top 5 to 10? I don't really care about anything. If you really have no interest or no care at all, I have no idea. I don't know what the blueprint is for somebody like that. I would say be careful about going to college. Like committing to that road and starting to acquire a bunch of debt if there's no guarantee that you even want a degree would be spooky. I don't know what you would do if you by the time you're out of high school you have no idea. Military, yeah, you do military if you want. There's a lot of options in the military for jobs you can do. You don't have to take out a bunch of debt. You can learn. You could GI Bill, go to school, get skills for a job. You're using the computer you set up. No, it's behind me. I still need to install Windows and all that. Damn, dude, these people have me blocked on both my accounts. It's so brutal. Who does that? Esquire, sorry. And so night and day, how much better Waltz is at retail politics, just being a human, than JD Vance. Oh. I don't know why. I don't know why Vance's team decided to post that. Was it live streamed? No way, that'd be so stupid.
They came just to go to Runza, and then we did a little rally on the side when we had a little extra time.
Like, I'm sure Vance has had bad interactions in public. Not everybody's gonna like the Dems. Like, why? But why would you post it?
To Runza, and then we did a little rally on the side when we had a little extra time.
Amazing.
If you,
the zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us go.
Why would he post this?
I'm sorry, man. Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything.
don't know, the iconic Nebraska restaurant is the Runza.
Stuff. Somebody's...
Wait, hold on. Did he just call it the Runza, comrade? What? Runza is an iconic restaurant, though.
Nebraska restaurant is the Runza. Don't call it anything else except a Runza. The bread consistency, all of it really matters. I got the Swiss and mushroom is kind of a classic.
Oh, they have like a thing called a Runza as well, I guess.
The cheese is
Gross.
solid. You can be a little bit creative.
I just like their cheeseburgers, okay? And their french fries.
But this is it. If you're going to go to Nebraska, if you're going to go to a Nebraska football game, if you're just going to be a good person, you stop at Runza.
It is a really good restaurant. People are saying this is C-SPAN. You don't know if C-SPAN recorded this, though. They might just be showing this on there.
I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
How long are you working?
I've been here since the beginning of July
Okay.
of this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Matters. My pleasure. It's the bread consistency.
How about you, sir?
I don't know why. Jesus Christ.
I think it's the bread consistency. I mean,
Making your own made every day?
yeah, get this guy on TV for Runza. Thanks for the work you're doing.
Of course.
Matters.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Pleasure to meet you all. Wow.
Everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here.
Wait, what? Did he just buy some of their product? Wait, is that what? Oh, no. Or is that just a box refilling because they're ordering for like an event?
I think it's the bread consistency. I mean,
Making your own made every day?
yeah, get this guy on TV for Runza. Thanks for the work you're doing.
Of course.
Matters.
Oh, I think he
Appreciate
probably
it.
just bought a bunch of shit.
Thanks, everybody. Pleasure to meet you all. Wow.
Everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls.
I think the worst part is that he has no follow-up questions or has the capability to be engaging. Maybe, but the issue is that like engagement really takes two people, right? Like one person that's really trying and one person that's kind of trying will make both people look like they're really good at conversation. But if one person's totally shut down, there's not really much you can do if the other person just doesn't give a fuck. And these guys just don't seem like they would support a Republican take. Like they might just really hate Republicans. There's no amount of like good conversational skill that's going to help you here. They just don't like you.
Cool stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay.
But he should have also had the wherewithal to just not pursue this.
Yeah.
Hi, what's up?
Oh my God, that's so pessimistic and sad.
You got? Why? I've got a lot of links I got to get through before our show tonight. What do you got? Is it a quick thing or?
Yeah, it's quick. You just said that like people just might not like Republicans, and I feel like it's just a failure on the on JD Vance not to like identify one thing that they probably do like Republicans for, and go with that. And I can just give you one example. Not that it applies to these people, because I'm sure there's something
Sure.
that Republicans are better at for this guy.
Okay.
But Like a Republican is authoring. Do I even want to get into this? You know what? The whole point is he could have been better.
Well, I'm trying to think like because I don't know anything cool that like what is a Republican going to offer? Like, yeah, guys, we're gonna. Yeah,
Well,
you guys
I'll
want us
give
to
you an
secure the
example.
border, right? You don't have any Mexicans working here, right? We're gonna keep it that way. Like, what can I even say?
No. Like, I'll
Yeah.
give you an example. Okay, it doesn't apply here, but like, right now, so basically, if you work for the state, in some states, you don't pay Social Security. They have their own retirement program, right? So imagine you work for whatever the state of Connecticut for 30 years. And you will never pay Social Security that whole time. You'll pay into the state's retirement program, but not Social Security. But let's say before you did that 30 years, you also worked 20 years for just doing a normal job where you did pay Social Security. Well, you get fucked when you retire because at the end of basically when you go to retire, they say, fuck you, because you have a state retirement, we're going to dock the fuck out of your Social Security that you paid into. It's called the Windfall Elimination Act. And it's like, even though you paid those
I understand
20
what you're
years,
saying, but like these kids are like 22 years
well,
old.
that's
Do you think they give a fuck about Social
I'm
Security?
giving you an example of something that's like authored by a Republican guy, right? And it's like, this is something that's like better for the average people. Like, there are things that these people could narrow in on that are better. Like, hey, how about those fucking Democrats that hate hunting and hate guns or something? I don't know. I feel like they could have done a better job. JD Vance just fucking sucks. And it's
Maybe. I
out of touch.
also don't know how much it even matters. I think it's just like these people are probably primed to like Walls because they're probably Democrats. Because it's not like Walls is dropping crazy policy, diatribes here as well, and they just probably don't like Vance because Vance is either a Republican or or they just don't like this particular guy or they're just not as chatty or whatever. Like, yeah, it was just stupid to even try this here. I don't know why they even tried it, but yeah.
Meet you all.
Yeah, all right, well, that's it.
I love you. Be careful. See you in an hour.
Everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. Just whatever makes sense.
Matters.
Some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever.
Oh, what is Vance's background also? He must have been working or doing stuff that was like way more... He just seems more stiff as well. I'm just kind of like looking at his communication as well too. He seems more... What is his... JD Vance Wikipedia. Went to Yale. Damn, he's only 40 years old. Okay. And then did politics. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Meh. Ten jokes that would get me canceled in America. Oh boy.
Signs that say Free Palestine. I keep seeing all these signs that say Free Palestine, Free Palestine. It's like, that's not how we're going to get the Jews to Free Palestine, all right? You need a sign that says $10 Palestine, and then the Jews will be like, what? It should be free.
That was actually a decent joke. The delivery was horrible though. But maybe this is like his style of comedy? Is he just kind of like is supposed to be awkwardly reading things?
It's a slow burn on that one, I guess. But
It's really hard to I don't like. It's really unfair. It's really difficult to evaluate like a comedian on like a single joke in a full act. It's really difficult to do that. Like it could be his style. Like seeing this joke in the context of a full special or even a full like 10-minute performance, it might hit like way differently. Yeah. So it seemed okay. I thought it was gonna be really bad, but. This was the longer clip. Are we gonna watch the other 9 jokes? Nope, don't care.
Good, good. The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Looks like we're. Is there anybody else in here? All right, what up to you? Hey, how are you? Good, good. The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Looks like we're. Is there anybody else in here? All right, what up to you? Okay. So we are. Let's see. We're gonna get. How many people, Nick?
I'm really curious on no, it wasn't Runza. I'm so sorry. It was Walls. Is there like a longer clip of his like trip to Runza? Anywhere? Or was it just the was it just that thing on Twitter or whatever? I mean, that was cut from something. It seems like most popular comedians have been more right wing. Any thoughts on why? I remember it used to be the other way around. Comedians kind of are like counterculture-y, and for a while progressives were more kind of like the dominant culture, so some of them get counterculture against that, but Tim Wall's clip. Is this the full thing?
We really came just to go to Runza, and then we did a little rally on the side when we had a little extra time.
Amazing.
If you don't know, the iconic Nebraska restaurant is the Runza. Don't call it anything else except a Runza. The bread consistency, all of it. I got the Swiss and mushroom is kind of a classic. The cheese is solid. You can be a little bit creative, but this is solid. If you're going to go to Nebraska, if you're game, it's going to be a good. I think it's the bread good person. You stop at Runza. I think it's the bread consistency. I mean,
Making your own made every day?
yeah, get this guy on TV for Runza. Thanks for the work you're doing.
Of course.
Matters.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Pleasure.
Oh, this is actually what you're actually seeing here is oh my god. I understand everything. Have you ever had one of those? I don't eat Runzas because they're gross, but the Runza restaurant is really good. I used to go to Runza all the time for lunch for school. The impression that you're left with is totally different from these two clips, but what you're seeing here on the Walls clip, this is a highly edited, very intentionally presented thing. Walls isn't actually having, I think there's all of like 6 seconds of this 43-second clip is him interacting with an employee. Destiny hard dick riding Runza now. I've literally talked about this restaurant like a million times in the past. Welcome to my stream. I know you were a new fan. Now you're no longer a fan. Bye. Yeah, I've talked about it. There are some restaurants that are popular in the Midwest that aren't popular everywhere else. Runza, another one I talk about is Culver's. Then there was Freddy's as well. These are 3 really great restaurants in the Midwest that are fucking based. Always spoken about these, but okay. So if you look at this video, okay.
We really came just to go to Runza, and then we did a little rally on the side when we had a little extra time.
So we get like a handshake here with a guy. So they've definitely already spoken with this dude, right? There's already been an introduction here, okay? Because he's already got his attention. He's not just walking up and like first pass here, you know. So we've already gotten this.
On the side when we had a little
So
extra
now he
time.
talks to him a little bit.
If you don't know,
This is just to the camera.
the iconic Nebraska restaurant is the Runza. Don't call it anything else except a Runza.
It's just him talking
bread
really to the camera.
consistency,
There's no
all of it
interaction with the
matters.
employees here.
I got the
Now here he's taking a photo with, I don't know if this is an employee or just a random guy in the crowd or just a patron of the restaurant because he doesn't have a uniform on. I couldn't tell this is a name tag, but it looks like it might just be sunglasses. So this is just like a customer that's like taking a picture. And it's not even him having like a good interaction with an employee.
I got the Swiss and mushroom is kind of a
You've got like, these are just shots of the employees working in the background. It's not them having a good interaction.
is kind of a classic. The cheese is solid. You can be a little bit creative, but this is it. If you're going to go to Nebraska, if you're going to go to a Nebraska football game,
More of
if
him
you're just
talking
gonna
to the
be a
camera.
good person, you stop at Runza. I think it's the bread.
Him talking at the employees in the back.
Get this guy on TV for Runza.
And being nice. Okay, then we got some handshakes.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Pleasure to meet you all. Wow.
It has some so it's like a night. This is a very well edited, well put together like presentation of what's going on. Go back. You missed a scene that had interaction.
It's gonna be
okay. It doesn't change. I don't know why you think this is so important. I'll go back and I'll watch. My bad.
Good person, you stop at Runza. I think it's the bread consistency. I mean, is kind of a classic. The cheese is solid.
Yes, that was him shaking a hand and
be a little bit creative, but
that was him shaking. Okay, there you go.
This is it. If you're gonna
okay, none of that changed anything I'm saying. The vast majority of this video is him just kind of like talking at the camera. And then obviously they've prepped these employees a little bit. They're talking a little bit beforehand. Okay, and then this leaves you with a really, really, really good impression. This is a really well done video. But the Vance's video here, this is a one take. I don't know how much they even spoke with the employees beforehand. And somebody told Vance, like, okay, we're going to start recording here. Just go up and like do like an ordinary interaction and we're going to film it from start to finish. Nothing. This is just a full take 2-minute interaction with a random fast food worker employee or bakery employee.
How are you? Good. The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Looks like is everybody else in here? All right, one or two. Okay. So we are.
Edits wouldn't have saved this interaction. It absolutely would have made it seem just fine. You wouldn't be talking about it. You would have no idea that this was as awkward as it was. Because you could literally just cut him coming up here. You could have him like close-ups of showing like, oh, I've been to this bakery so much, so blah, blah, blah. You could ask if any employees in the back want to do like a handshake or whatever. You just have like 2 or 3 clips of them speaking and it wouldn't come off as like an amazing interaction, but you wouldn't walk away thinking it was as awkward as it was. But the fact that they just posted a full 2-minute take.
Looks like is everybody else in here? All right, one or two. Okay. So we are. Let's see. We're gonna get. How many people, Nick? How many donuts do we need to get?
I would get a couple dozen, sir.
A couple dozen? Okay. I'm sorry, man.
There are also really bad shots too, like just going from a cinematography angle. Okay. Walls has a full ass team in here. You can see all of them walking in, but they don't have the full team in like all the shots. You've got like this kind of like one guy in the back here, but I don't know if they show up in any other shots. It's just Walls talking into a camera, Walls taking a picture. You've got employees. You've got Walls talking to an employee. You've got I'm assuming that's his wife, right? I don't know what his wife looks like, right? Walls here talking to the camera, and then Walls in. This is his wife, right? It's not like a campaign manager or something, right? The shots here all make it seem a lot more personable as well. There's probably like 8 people or whatever. There's probably like 8 people in the back of in the back of this setup as well. But you don't ever see them, so the interaction seems so much more personable too.
Okay, yeah.
But in this, you're capturing all of these people standing awkwardly to the side that are saying and doing nothing, that are just standing here making this. And then you've got people doing full flash photography, snapping pictures. It's also being caught on camera. That makes it even more fucking awkward.
I'm sorry, man. Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of it.
Why would you even include, like, it's a full take, that's why. Like, it's just...
Anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
We're going to do 2 dozen.
Okay.
Yep. Well, just a random assortment of stuff here. How long are you working?
I've been here since the beginning of July
Okay.
of this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. How long is this?
Was this live or something? Why do you think they released it like this? My guess is it must have been a live shot. That's my guess. I have no idea. This is just like a disaster waiting to... I don't know why you would ever release something like this. But maybe it was. Maybe a lot of journalists just followed them in. People keep saying it's C-SPAN. I don't know if this was recorded by C-SPAN or if C-SPAN just displayed this on their network. I don't know if you guys know that either, or if you're just seeing the logo on the bottom right and you're really excitedly spamming it in chat. I don't know if C-SPAN actually shot this or not, or if they're just playing his footage. I don't know.
Everything.
Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's like there's just like so much like disinterest communicated in the background. Like this guy's just kind of here on his phone. Obviously, the employees aren't smiling or laughing. Nobody's engaging well. He's trying to do his best at chatting, but nobody cares. Like,
Ma'am, if you don't want to be on film, you're good. If you don't want to be on film, you're okay.
more of the, like the lady talk. Like,
Yeah. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good.
nobody's mic'd well. So the audio scuffed too.
Yeah, it's, when we selected this place, I didn't know if it had been here for 20 years.
Do you think Trump could do this one take style and make it work? I don't know. I'd have to see it. I'm not sure. He seems so disinterested in the interaction in general. Actually, no, I don't think so. I think he's speaking fine. If I was an employee and I heard this guy talking up front, I wouldn't think it would just sound like a guy who's like trying to chat. He sound like a friendly customer.
For 4 years, or you never know. Sometimes you drop in.
This is a cool story. The owner of this place, basically him and his uncle own his grandfather's schools, which was founded in Douglas.
Oh, okay.
And his uncle.
See, like you even have somebody who was willing to engage there, and then they're cutting this off. I don't even know who's. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, he got fucked on this. This was just super rough. They didn't want to film. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the source of this video is or whatever, but here's Obama doing the same thing. Is it unethical by Dems to overplay how awkward he is? No, hell no. It's all fair game.
A short time ago, the president took a break for lunch. We have video of him going to a local Washington, D.C. hamburger restaurant. He ordered a cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, jalapeno peppers, and mustard, and several other cheeseburgers to go. NBC was filming a day in the life at the White House.
I need,
Yeah, ice spice.
all right, one cheeseburger and one fries for me.
Okay, what kind of toppings do you want on your cheeseburger?
Let me get the jalapenos and tomatoes, mustard. And that's it for me. All right, Reggie. What else you got? All right, so then I got a little cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, ketchup.
Those workers are so hyped to be serving him, though. Sure, but I mean, he's also the president of the United States, right? Like, the status and everything that's happening here is a lot different. This is like probably one of the coolest days in the life for all of these people, right? Like, and he is Obama. Obama was probably liked by the employees, and Obama is like probably a more personable, like more friendly dude in general, but he hasn't been especially personable or friendly in this video at all, right? Nobody really knows who Vance is as much, right? Yeah.
Ketchup and pickles. Oh, yeah, put lettuce on mine too. How are you?
I'm fine.
And then this for Katie. What do you have? On the back. Oh, okay. Big size. Big size bacon cheeseburger, ketchup, mustard, relish, onions, 2 fries. One for him and one for the previous.
Any drink?
Can we get a food take? Yeah, Five Guys is outrageously overrated given how fucking expensive their food is.
All right, and these are all small. Just lettuce, tomato, no cheese on Susan's?
No cheese. Little hamburger with tomato.
Yeah. One. And then a grilled cheese with veggies. Pickles on those 2. And then 6 more fries. What do you got?
Cheeseburger with ketchup, please.
And cheeseburger with ketchup. No fries?
Fries, yes, sir.
And fries.
Thank you for caring.
So you want 6 fries, please?
Yeah. All right.
And no drink.
No, we'll just grab it.
72.40.
Thank you, sir, for coming by, guys. Thank you so much.
I love Five Guys. Okay.
Okay. It's crazy how Destiny cannot understand how normal people live their life. He is so detached with reality. It's insane. No wonder he is doing bad in life. I am doing very bad. Thank you. Also, it wouldn't surprise you if you've never worked at a restaurant in your life. I've worked at 2, okay? The true hot take is, you know how you know I've worked at a restaurant? Because, oh, wait, what do you want? Real quick, I don't have time. I got to leave like 4 minutes. What's up?
Anti-Zionism is like anti-Semitism thing.
Oh, based. What are you talking about tomorrow? Be careful.
You realize I'm gonna forget, and you will forget too.
Yeah, I just don't have time right now. I got to do a podcast like 30 minutes.
Okay.
I love you, though. You'll remember. I believe in you. The true facts is that if Obama was a normal customer, you would actually fucking hate him. That's the true facts. You would fucking hate Obama. You know why? Because especially, actually, it doesn't matter if you're on a busy shift. Actually, it's maybe even worse when it's a slow shift.
A short time ago, the burger restaurant, he ordered a cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato. NBC was filming mustard restaurant.
When a customer comes up to the counter, you have to be there at the counter. You've got to go up and greet him because otherwise your supervisor, which is me, or your manager will shout at you, okay? So customer comes up to the counter. First thing he does,
cheeseburger.
Oh, he doesn't know what he's going to fucking order yet. Oh, he's got to talk to his friends.
With lettuce, tomato,
what's this?
jalapeno peppers,
he's
and
gonna,
mustard.
Oh, hold on, wait.
Several other
he doesn't even know what he wants. It's Five Guys. Excuse me, sir. It's the same menu that it has been for the past 500 fucking years. What are you considering right now? These are the thoughts that are going through every fast food worker's mind, okay? You don't know this, okay? Because 99% of you are, but there's no line. Yeah, that makes it even worse, okay? Because you could just be sitting down in the back goofing off, or if you're working, you could be doing prep or whatever, but now you're not. Now you have to come and you've got to sit up here at your register waiting for this guy to figure out what the fuck he wants to order. If there was at least a line, then at least you can get some self-satisfaction knowing that he's delaying the customers behind you and they're getting ass mad while you're getting ass mad. So at least somebody can share in your anguish, okay?
Cheeseburgers to go.
So now you're sitting here while this customer is considering what he's going to order, and what he is going to order is going to be the same thing he's ordered every single time he's ever been at this restaurant. I don't know why you're thinking about it. Oh, what are we trying today? The same type of burger that you've gotten every other time you've come here this week? Oh, crazy. Wow.
NBC was filming a day in the life at the White House.
I need,
Yeah, ice spice.
all right, 1 cheeseburger and 1 fries for me.
Okay, what kind of coffee do you?
That would be the true take, okay? You're talking about the negatives a customer can do. What are some positive actions? When they tip you big. The best types of customers are the ones that come in, they order what's on the menu with no changes, and then they pay with a credit card, and that's it. Those are the best customers. So they come in and they go, this is the best customer. Customer comes in and he goes, I want a number 5 with a medium Coke. Boom. Really? Here's a card. Oh, great. Or I guess back then, maybe they pay cash. Here's a 10. Oh, okay, cool. That's it. Those are the best customers. You're getting what's on the menu, no special add-ons, no changes, no plain, no extra bullshit, no whatever the fuck else. That's it. And no small talk. I like small talk, but I like talking to customers. I wasn't a customer hater. So I like small talk. It was nice seeing regulars or friendly customers. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah. Cashiers cuck me so hard when I say the meal size and drink. They end up just asking me again, so I stopped. It depends on the type of register you're working with. The problem is that, like, unless you know how the POS works, and I'm sympathetic because some customers think they're making your life easy, but the problem is, and I can't speak to what POS looks like today in fast food, but the problem is, like, when you push a button to start an order, you have to go through sequentially through the questions. So a customer might say, like, oh, I want to get a number 5, and could I get like a large Sprite without much ice or whatever? And it's like, hold on, wait. I need to know, like, the size of your fries first. Don't tell me anything else because I have to put this button in. I can't skip this part of the order and then go to the next thing and then come back to it. So tell me. So sometimes when you offer too much information as a customer and you're trying to get, but they can't move to the next thing until they figured out whatever. So you say, this is what I want. You wait for the question and then you answer that and then you go to the next thing. Yeah. But maybe POS is more sophisticated these days. I'm not sure. Yeah. But also, to be fair, I don't show it on employees much because, 1, because I'm a pushover, but 2, because I worked on the employee side of things. So I'm sympathetic. I am more sympathetic towards them because I hate customers, because normal humans are horrible and disgusting people. But being on the customer side, I will say it is bullshit when the employees expect you to know exactly how their POS works. Like, oh, could I get a number 6 with no ketchup and a Sprite? And they're like, sir, and then they start giving you attitude. I need to know exactly what dipping sauce you want with that before you go on. It's like, okay. Where are there cameras here? I'm sorry. I didn't know this was so fucking dramatic. Just ask me the question and I'll tell you which one to hear. I'm not starting a problem. Why do you have an ad? I don't know how the fuck your register works. You don't have to get uppity with me, right? Because if you were to say like, okay, could I get the number? Or you'll say like, oh, like, could I get a double cheeseburger meal? And they'll be like, okay, and I'm like, or I guess, can I also get like a cookie? No, and I need you to tell me the drink next. And it's like, okay, I didn't know. You didn't say anything. What do you want? I don't know what the fuck you're looking at your screen right now. What do you? Yeah, so employees can be pieces of shit too. I agree with you. They can be, okay? They absolutely can be, all right? Fuck everybody. Fuck them all, all right?
You want a cheeseburger?
If you're an experienced worker, you should be able to remember more than 3 things at once. LOL, it's pretty simple. So again, I can't speak to what modern restaurant working is like. But when I worked at McDonald's and they had those little earpieces on, if you're any employee, because your employers never want to hire more than they absolutely need to, you're not just doing one thing at a time. I know as an employee, as a customer, you look at an employee and it's like, oh my God. You walk into the restaurant, you're like, oh, I'm in The Sims. And God just created this person here. And their whole goal in life is to serve me right now. Thank you. Oh my God. My own personal fucking slave right here to serve me. Yes. And hello, sir. Oh, well, what's your name? Oh, I know you have nothing else to do right now besides taking my precious order. Thank you. Now you're going to be with me. Like, that's not what's happening, right? They could also be working the line. If they're short on employees, you don't know. They might be. So they might be working the grill or trying to keep track of like something that they dropped in the back, right? They could be also doing drive-through orders at the same time. They might have, if they've got like a headset on or whatever, and they're taking an order for you, they might be also remembering an order that they're getting at the headset at the same time. And now they've got like an automated responder so they can enter the order while the automated person talks to them and then they talk to you at the register. That might be happening. They could be doing a lot of things. The idea that like, oh, well, you should be able to remember what I'm telling you as you're talking is like, they might try to remember like 5 other things going on at the same time, okay? So you have no idea. The things that I want to do to you, I can't say them because I will get permabanned. Not exactly true. The customer is always number one priority, and you should never treat them as if they are wrong. I wish there are so many things, okay, in the 40s, in Europe. There are so many places that were made for people like you. And unfortunately, Jews and Soviets wound up there instead. But you would have been perfect in these places because, my God, never before in the history of all of employee life has a phrase triggered you as much as the customer is always right. They're not. Very rarely, in fact, is the customer ever right. Usually the customer is wrong and stupid and entitled. And the only thing worse than getting fucked by a customer is when they complain to your manager and then your manager comes out and they Eiffel Tower you with the customer. They fuck you too because the manager will always side with the customer. That's the nice thing about being a hooker with a pimp, is that when you're a hooker and a customer is fucking with you, a John is not paying or is doing something otherwise, the pimp will come out and beat the shit out of the customer. But when you work fast food or customer service, the manager comes out and he beats you up with the customer. You get fucked by both of them at the same time. Fuck service work and fuck customers and fuck management. And fuck you for saying that in chat, Bobby. Fuck the customer. Okay, sorry. Full video of Trump.
Look at the way you hold. You like each other, right? I think that's very nice. Have a good time. Nice to see you.
Again, I think that this is harder to compare because one, even if Trump wasn't the president already, which I think he was, Trump is also a celebrity, right? So people want to come out and see him and like, right?
Thank you very much. So we'll order 30 milkshakes. We'll give them out to the people and we'll take some for ourselves, okay? Good. Thank you very much, everybody. Hello.
This has got a great American franchise, Chick-fil-A.
It is. It's a great franchise. The owner is a great man who's a member of one of my clubs, and he's fantastic. And yeah.
Good managers side with their staff when they're right. Surely you had a good manager once. Good managers never side with the staff. A good manager, in BDSM, it's called aftercare. That means after they've brutally fucked you and destroyed your mind, at the very least when the customer's gone, they'll take your side in the back. They'll be like, listen, I know this guy's really fucking annoying, okay, but she's friends with the owner and we have to do these fucking things. You know that when she comes through, she's like, if you don't want to deal with her, call me or whatever. That's all. A good manager does aftercare, okay? When you're in subspace and your mind is destroyed after the brutal dual dicking you just got by the worst Karen in the world and then the worst manager suck up in the world, double tag teaming you in front of the entire restaurant, okay? Because when the manager starts siding with the employee, then the customer starts calling corporate and you have no recourse. You're never safe. When you're an employee, you're never safe from a customer, ever. Every customer could be your North Korea. You have no idea. My God. What is this?
Apparently Joe Rogan is more reliable than you.
Oh no. Why is he looking like the Deep? What's going on here? I'm sorry, actually.
What is this? Hold on. The new media bias thing came out. Is this for real? Wait, what? There's no way, dude. There is no fucking way. Contains misleading info.
Ooh, uh-oh.
You want to know something that Donnie told me? Donnie fucking reached out to the Pointer Institute guy who called me a misinformer on the New York Times. Okay, I think this list is from them. The first time I'm actually mentioned to them.
Wait, did he reach out to the New York Times? And remember that article we read where they said that like some people do, I don't remember the article, but it was something about some people are just as bad about spreading misinformation. And then I think they listed Hassan Piker as an example. Small businesses are a little different, but they also need to suck the customer's dick in a different way. Small businesses can be really good or really bad. That is true. But the problem with small businesses, you know how Reddit is always like, HR isn't there for the employees. HR is just there for the company, to protect the company. That's all HR is for, okay? HR is only there to protect the company. Don't ever go to HR. Bullshit. If you're not fucking up and somebody else is fucking up, you go to HR. You know why? Because the company's interests and your interests are largely aligned. When the company makes money and does well, hopefully you're making money and doing well, generally speaking, as a general manner. Now, when company interest and your interests diverge, HR will fuck you, of course. But as long as you're in the right and you're doing proper procedural things or whatever, like if your manager's fucking up or some crazy shit's happening, you go to HR. If it's going to fuck with the company, HR is going to fuck the other person because HR is only there to protect the interests of the company, but generally your interests are going to align, okay? Generally speaking, as long as you're not doing dumb shit, okay? Or base shit, okay? But that doesn't mean that working at a company with no HR or working at a company where HR has the same last name as the fucking owner is any better, okay? Fuck that. And fuck small businesses too. Fuck the middle class, fuck small businesses, fuck employees and fuck employers, and fuck you. Fuck everybody, okay?
He fucking reached out to the Pointer Institute guy who called me a misinformer on the New York Times. Okay, I think this list is from them. The first time I'm actually mentioned on the media bias chart, they put me below selective, incomplete, unfair persuasion, propaganda, or other issues, okay?
Oh, no.
And on the right, I'm under Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan, Red Scare Podcast, Ben Shapiro, The Ingram Angle, Project Veritas. Project Veritas.
Oh, no.
I am the equivalent of...
Do you agree with the chart? These charts are dumb. Different people are prone to different things. And it just depends on the type of story you're reading. Like, for instance, the New York Post is up here with, like, kind of reliable, I think. The New York Post, as far as I'm aware, when it comes to, like, tabloidy stuff, it's generally pretty good, I think. I don't know if the New York... But when it comes to, like, more politically oriented stuff, it can be, like, full-on 100% misinformation. It just depends, right? It really depends on what things are reporting on, right? Like, The Sun... Like, when it comes to tabloid stuff, tabloid stuff, reporting on tabloid stuff can generally be okay. Like TMZ is listed here as like generally favorable, but when you're talking about like celebrity deaths and shit, TMZ is one of the most reliable reporters I think in the world. They get, for some reason, they know like 10 seconds before a person dies, okay, when they do, and TMZ is posting. It just depends on, yeah, you know, like what exactly you're talking about. Yeah. Also, this chart also is pretty conveniently skewing in that, like, wow, when you're a centrist with no bias, you tend to be the most factual. Is that really how it goes? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Of InfoWars, like this has got to be a fucking DGG guy who wrote this list, I assume. to just
DGG
be
is
like,
everywhere. Oh, no.
Oh, you're getting food? Wait, can you get me food too? Can you bring some?
Israel's gonna like accidentally bomb some civilians again, and Hassan's gonna be like, "Oh my god, it must have been a DGG drone operator."
Back for me, please, please. Some fucking Pepsi zeros and waters and food, please. I'm dying. I'm suffering. I'm starving.
Do you think they grade him lower because they expect better from him? Like your thoughts on handling Democrats? My guess is honestly going to be that they're just not very familiar with his content and he's very far left, so they just stick him down here because this graph will probably put every far right person on the very bottom and every far left person on the very bottom and lay epic center-leaning people that tend to be more factually correct. That's what it seems like. Like, would we say that CNN is just barely left of center? CNN, like, all of their punditry and everything is pretty solidly left. The idea that CNN is, like, right here, like, almost at the center of the bias chart or only one deviation off, I don't think that. This feels like it was put together. Oh, that's CNN Web, I guess. CNN versus CNN TV is a bit further left, I guess. I don't know. Also, are we talking, the CNN, the website, does that include all the op-eds, or is that just the reporting, right? Like these graphs are just very simplistic. I don't know.
Dog, I'm lower than Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, and all of the, like, National Review, Newsmax, OAN. I'm lower than OAN.
That's pretty wild.
What the fuck? Bro, they're so crazy. Breitbart is here? New York Post?
Like, why is Pew Research on here at all? Doesn't Pew Research just do polling? Do they write? Or do they do like original reporting or writing articles or have pundits? It's just like I don't know. It just seems. Yes, they write. Do they? Like you aren't there write-ups just like basically summary findings of their polling? Oh no. They do have reporting. I've never seen a Pew Research article about. Well, wait, actually. Oh, they're just, yeah, it's basically blurbs about the reporting. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels weird to, I don't know. Any like quick chart like that is. Why is Destiny acting like Hassan isn't a huge misinformation? What are you talking about? Of course he is. When have I said anything otherwise? Of course. I'm just saying that those types of charts are usually a little bit too.
And Breitbart or he? Okay, this.
You got a dog up? Nice. Perfect. This is good.
Nah, how's that allowed?
This is prime. This is good. This is good. We can win. All right, get him. He doesn't have endurance charge. Nice. Start choking. This is prime. Nice. This is very good. You're dead. Yes! Yeah! 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 We got him, guys. We got him.
Did he already die? Is that why? Is he just like really ass mad that? U-Haul put a lock on my stuff. Is anybody a good lock picker in East Bay and could come help? Movers are here, so gotta ASAP. Oh, shit. If U-Haul locked it, is that because she has like an unpaid trailer or? Oh no, did she delete it? Oh, she deleted the tweet. Jesus. Did Logan push his dog, or are people freaking out on Reddit for no reason? Give me a timestamp.
Oh no, please. Oh no.
Oh, I'm guessing it's up here. Damn, they pushed him off the front of the boat? 4 years old. Did this just come up again or something? Or?
Guarantee you. Bet you. Oh no, please. Oh no. Brawley!
Wait, did they push him off? Actually, hold on. No, I gotta. God damn it. Don't make me defend him. Don't make me defend him. Please don't make me defend him. Here's the here's the thing, okay? Unless the dog was like forced into this position, like he looks pretty excited to be here. So it doesn't look like he's scared or worried of falling, okay? This is like the number one thing. It doesn't look like he's got his paws hanging out over the front. It doesn't look like he's trying to back up. And it looks like he's jumping here, but he could jump because he feels like he's starting to be pushed. But I feel like he just jumped. He's also, wait, is this a husky? The eyes and the body and everything. Or is it a different type of dog? Australian Shepherd. It's a mix. Huskies are crazy, and they will kill themselves or just do wacky and wild shit constantly. But I don't know. Like, the dog kind of looks like one, but maybe it's a mix or maybe something different. My gut feeling here would be that the dog jumped. Like, he looks like he's ready to. Kind of. He's got his paws. He's, like, excited. He's kind of, like, hanging out. I don't know if this is, like... But it could be that, like, maybe this finger, like, poked his butt in the back or something, and maybe that encouraged him to jump. I'm not sure. That hand is not the relevant hand? Yeah, I guess. Some people are trying to say the hand on top was pushing him. I don't know. I don't think there's enough here to say it. Hand comes down. It almost looks like he's trying to grip him and pull him back almost. Maybe? But it's moving kind of, maybe not. Because there's kind of like a grip here and then he just whoop. And the dog's not like yelping, right? I don't think he doesn't open his mouth to yelp or anything. I don't think he's pushing him off here. No, I don't think so. I think the dog just jumped.
Broly! I'm going in. I'm going in. Come here.
Destiny, I am the dog. I am dead. And he pushed me. There's an H3H3 post. Jesus, 751 comments. Logan Paul attempts to kill his dog by pushing it into a boat propeller for content and tries to pretend it just jumped off. Damn, they're hella mad on this thread. Destiny does not know how dogs act. LOL. I promise you, I've seen with more dogs and cats than you have. But okay, Chief. Is this a clip that we've watched already? Oh, this was the Blizzarian shit that Dan was skipping over.
The other side of the story of what they're doing either. You're not saying what Hamas did. You're not saying what they did.
What did Hamas do?
I mean, from day one, when you see the rapes and the videos, we've all seen it. This isn't something
What rapes and videos?
But stay on this here if you want to continue with this.
No, but what rapes and videos?
But my concern when you're saying Israel...
Wouldn't it at least be unwise to nudge the dog to jump on that side? I mean, they might not think it's going to jump. I don't know. It seems the camera is set up to capture it, or it's just capturing the dog like it's a nice shot. It's cute. Is Mudahar okay? I imagine he is. Why, did something happen? Thanks for the 100 things. Euros, pounds. Wouldn't it at least be unwise to nudge the dog to jump on that side? There's also, again, I can't tell from that breed. That breed just looks like a husky thing to me. There's also different types of dogs that I think exhibit way different types of behavior. Like you can have I don't know dog breeds as well, but their temperaments of dogs, just in my personal experience, a husky will do crazy shit. And there's probably other dogs of a similar temperament. Like if you have a golden retriever or certain big dogs, they can look out windows and be fine. But I don't think I would ever drive with dogs of certain temper. I would never drive with a certain type of dog with the window open because they would just jump out. They jump out of a moving car. They're crazy. They're just insane. Some dogs are just insane like that. But there are other dogs, it's like I could put you on a balcony. I know you're not going to jump out because you're not fucking crazy. But some dogs are insane. They're crazy dogs. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know, but it depends on the breed, and then it's going to depend a little bit on the individual dog's temperament. But
doing it, you're saying the other side isn't doing anything?
No, but I'm asking. No, there was no rapes during October 7th. They've shown no rapes from October 7th. They showed no beheaded babies. All that was all bullshit.
I'll send you stuff. No, there's plenty of stories. It's not all of them.
The Israeli articles that I saw recently said that there was only 2 babies killed. One was shot by a bullet, and the other one died in a hospital. There was no babies in ovens. There was no beheaded babies. All that was all bullshit.
The big. Okay, so go back to the part when you said they think they're better than you. You believe that Jews think they're better than everybody else.
It says it in their Bible.
Okay, but you believe they're better than everybody else. Okay.
I didn't say they're better than everybody else.
They think.
According to their scripture.
Okay, but what if...
And if you look at how they operate, right, like they literally caught people raping Palestinian prisoners, and there was riots. But the riots weren't because they were raping the prisoners.
10,000 hours in league, frowny face. I mean this like in all sincerity, and it's not like fuck you. It's not like that. That's not how I mean it. But I do feel like one day they're gonna do like a medical study that's like it's as bad for your heart as like being an alcoholic. That's not really funny. There's gonna be like a medical journey that's like we studied. We did EKGs on the hearts of like 500 League of Legends master level players, and
Bro.
It's like it's cooked. 10,000.
Hey, Destiny, the dog has the same intelligence as a toddler, so swap them. Why are these owners recording a toddler on the edge of a boat about to be minced? What? I don't even know how to make sense of that. It's not about intelligence. It's about temperament and like the proclivity that a dog has, or certain different types of dogs have for different types of behavior. Also, there are some dogs that literally can detect when you're gonna have a stroke and like pick up the phone and call 911. Like a fully grown, a 1-year-old dog is gonna be way more intelligent than a fucking toddler, depending on what. Toddlers, I think, are still largely suicidal. A toddler? What are we defining toddler as? Does that just mean like less than 2 years old? like toddlers are suicidal. They will kill themselves in unbelievable ways in whatever the fuck. First of all, every child of that age, every part of their body exists to shovel stuff into their mouth. Anything in range. This is why if you're a woman, you have to put your hair up or put your hair behind before, because if you hold a baby, okay, like a 6-month-old, everything is just here to put everything in their mouth. Number one. Number two, they will crawl or roll into anything. Okay, you have to be aware. For instance, when your child is coming up to the ages where it's going to learn how to roll or crawl or walk, okay, you'll know because the day that you go into the room, they will be gone. And you don't know what the fuck happened. And they'll be in the corner of the room like, because they just learned how to roll, and now they want to roll as far off into the corners of the earth as they can, and they'll usually be stopped by a wall, or they'll roll off something and die, okay? Babies are crazy. They take a lot longer to develop because we're humans and our brains take a while to grow, but I think dogs are, in general, a 1-year-old dog is going to be far more intelligent than a toddler. So you're telling me the dog just happened to jump off at the exact time they were filming it? You have no idea how long they were filming that dog. What do you mean? You don't know how long they were filming for?
Me. Do.
Okay. I think we watched this on stream already, right?
State of Georgia.
What's your name? You said Parker?
My name's Parker. We have a Republican governor and a Republican secretary of state in Georgia that approved our elections. And Donald...
Barack Hussein Obama last night? Take little shots. He was taking shots at your president. And so was Michelle. You know, they always say, sure, please stick to policy, don't get personal. And yet they're getting personal all night long, these people.
Barack Hussein Obama was getting personal? Wow.
Do I still have to stick to policy?
Oh no, is Trump going to no longer stick to policy? Oh no. This can't be real, right? Trump will host January 6th awards gala in September. We got to pay tribute to all J6 defendants who have shown incredible courage and sacrifice. What? This can't be real. I don't believe this is real. No shot. Fuck. Okay, we've got 3 longer videos, but I think I have to do these tomorrow. I think Warren made a video going over his response to the 6-hour thing. We've got a Shapiro video. And we've got another AJW video.
Greetings and salutations, loyal.
What is the Shapiro video?
Exactly are the policies that Kamala Harris are going to... What is her administration going to push? Well, we now know. Apparently, Semaphore is reporting that she has endorsed the tax policies that were put forward in the last budget proposal by Joe Biden. What are those tax policies? Those tax policies include a 28% corporate tax. Understand that's insane. Every tax on a corporation ends up being passed down to its employees. If you tax the corporation, the Daily Wire, at 28%, that means our profit margin largely disappears. That means we have to fire people or we have to pay people less. It's that simple. Or we have to increase our prices in order to make up for the amount of tax that we're now paying to the federal government. Corporate taxes are double taxation because you're taxing income, you're taxing wages, you're taxing pretty much everything. And then you're taxing corporations at the top level as well.
Do corporate taxes apply to all corporate revenue or only to corporate profit? It only applies to corporate profit, right? Now, you would probably have to raise prices a little bit to see a higher profit if there's like a certain margin you want. But I mean, like, does it cut into everything else?
So 28% corporate.
It would really... Like, I wonder how much profit the Daily Wire is making right now versus reinvestment. I'm sure it's probably making a lot of profit, to be fair, but...
Taxes are double taxation because you're taxing income, you're taxing wages, you're taxing pretty much everything. And then you're taxing corporations at the top level as well. So 28% corporate tax. They also want a 44.6% capital gains tax, which is psychotic. That is, you sell a stock and half the money immediately goes to the federal government. Now, here's the most psychotic thing that they want, according to, again,
44.6% capital gains on what? That's probably capital gains past a certain amount. However, is that for long term or short term? This is going to be bracketed off. There's already two. Do we have two brackets for capital gains? Capital gains taxes. Is it 3 brackets? 0, 15, and 20. Bro, capital gains is. Oh, that was on 100 million plus? Okay, yeah.
the budget proposal put forward by Joe Biden and now endorsed by Kamala Harris. A 25% tax on unrealized capital gains. That's insane. Let me explain what that means. An unrealized gain.
Wait, hold on.
Kamala Harris. A 25% tax on unrealized capital gains. That's insane. Let me explain what that means. An unrealized gains corporate tax or capital gains tax.
You can't tax on. Yeah, this was also bracketed off past a certain income amount, but he's not going to bring any of that up, I guess. But
what that means is that if you have a house and your house has accrued in value since the time you bought it, let's say you bought it last year, it was 500 grand, now it's 600 grand. The federal government wishes to tax you $25,000 for the increase in the value of your property, even though you haven't sold it. That's what it means.
Is that, would the unrealized capital gains apply to your like assets like your house too, or do they only want to apply this to stock? Or I don't know where they wanted to apply this to. When you sell a home for a profit, on your taxes, is that counted as a capital gain? I imagine it probably would be, right? Or I wonder for like if you're a single residential home buyer, if it's different. If I sell my house for a profit, is that capital gains tax? It is. Okay. So your primary is to be exempt from capital gains tax on the first $250K if you're single and $500K if married jointly.
If you're a business, you're a private business, and let's say that you're privately held, you've never gone to market, you've never sold your actual stake in the company. So let's say that you own a company, and you started, say, 10 years ago, and now that company is worth $1 billion, but it's never actually been sold for $1 billion. It's quote-unquote worth $1 billion. Now, let's be realistic about this. Daily Wire, we're a privately held company.
God, I love that idea from the scammer dude, that the only time you would be forced to step the tax basis up would be if you take out a loan against it. That's such a good idea. Because one of the biggest issues, in my opinion, of trying to tax an unrealized gain, especially in a private business, is, and this also applies to wealth taxes on assets too, who the fuck is going to do the valuation? Like, let's say, for instance, you wanted to tax me on Destiny.gg LLC on any unrealized gain I have in the stake of my company. How are you going to evaluate my company? What metrics are you using, right? But if you do it at the point where you're getting a loan, oh, cool. Well, there's other people that are doing the valuation. Obviously, if you want to loan me money against the value of it, a bank or somebody is involved in that valuation. Or if you go to sell it, so there's a buyer, right? So in the case of selling a house, there's a valuation, right? What's it worth? Well, this guy literally wants to pay me $500,000 for it. It's capitalism. It's worth what somebody will buy it for. God, that's such a good idea. That forced step up in basis there.
That means that we have not gone to market. We're not publicly traded. Nothing like that. We can't even borrow against our stock because we're a privately held corporation, and the actual material assets of the company are not borrowable.
Wait, Destiny, what made you call Ackman the scammer dude? I don't know. Everybody in that subreddit was saying this guy's a piece of shit scammer. So I just wanted to hedge there. I don't know if he's a crazy dude or not, but that idea was really good.
Daily Wire, we're a privately held company. That means that we have not gone to market. We're not publicly traded. Nothing like that. We can't even borrow against our stock because we're a privately held corporation, and the actual material assets of the company are not borrowable. You can't borrow against those material assets of the company in the same way. There's nothing to actually seize, for example. There's nothing to foreclose upon because we don't actually own a giant physical property, for example. Okay, but let's say that we're $1 billion company for the sake of argument. We're more than that, but let's say we're $1 billion company for the sake of argument. Okay, if we're $1 billion company, that means the federal government.
You don't think you could put any of the equity that you have in the Daily Wire up as collateral for a loan? I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I don't know what it's like taking loans like this. I've never tried it before. But supposedly, if you've got certain investment accounts, you can do it. I would be surprised if that was the case. So they couldn't loan out anything in exchange for equity in a private company. I have no idea. I'm not sure. This is high-level finance shit. I'm not sure.
We're more than that, but let's say we're $1 billion company for the sake of argument. Okay, if we're $1 billion company, that means the federal government would come in and levy a tax on us for not selling the company of $250 million. The annual gross revenue of our company last year was $220 million. Okay, that's crazy. It bankrupts half the companies in existence. It's insane. It's patently crazy.
Fuck. He's not an idiot, right? So the tax would be on the individuals that own the equity. It wouldn't be a $250 million tax that would, and he's not talking about the corporate tax, right? Now he's talking about the capital gains tax. This wouldn't be applied to the company. It would be applied to the individuals that own equity in the company, which I agree would still be bad, but that's a lot different than applying it towards the Daily Wire as an entity. But
gross revenue of our company last year was $220 million. Okay, that's crazy. It bankrupts.
We also don't know how we would also do the valuation for that company too, right? I don't know what the standard valuation is. It's some multiplicative of like revenue and assets of some other bullshit. But
half the companies in existence. It's insane. It's patently crazy.
I do agree though that taxing unrealized gains is insane. But that's also why I'm not worried about it, because it's such a stupid fucking idea. This never survives any committee. This never survives anything in Congress. Nobody okays that piece of legislation. Nobody. The United States, maybe for like over like $10 billion or some crazy like yearly cap or whatever. Like if you make over $1 billion a year of capital, whatever bullshit, maybe, but there's no shot that this ever gets passed. It's such a, not, the problem isn't even that it's a dumb idea. It's that it's literally unworkable. You're going to tell me that the IRS that's already criminally understaffed is going to go out here and try to run valuations on every private company in the United States for taxing unrealized gains based on equity? Like it's never, this is never happening. Even if it did happen, I wouldn't be worried about it, because it would be like, we've passed this law, and you'd be getting a letter every single year from the IRS saying, this is going to go into effect 5 years from now. This is going to go into effect in 2 more years, and 3 more years. We're about to go into effect in 5 years. Right? It's like fucking real. Do they even have Real ID yet? I feel like I've seen signs at the airport for like a decade now saying, careful, you're going to need a Real ID in 1 year. Real ID is going to be a requirement. Have they even done the Real ID shit yet? Is it finally passed? Because my God, I feel like every single year I see, is it 2025? Is it? It's here and there. May 2025. Okay, I feel like I've seen the signs up for like 10 years saying like, you're going to need a Real ID next year to travel. And I don't know, like, Jesus.
Hey, why? Why are these people making these policies? The answer is that they are making these policies because
the good faith answer, the reason why people are making these policies is because it feels bad that some people are able to avoid ever paying income taxes when they're able to get around ever having to cash out or realize gains when they can realize those gains through other clever mechanisms, like taking loans out against the value of an unrealized gain. That feels kind of shitty. What's he going to say? Let's see. They hate wealth. They hate success. They hate businesses. Or they want to own your life. One of those four?
the answer is that they are making these policies because they have no actual relationship to the real world economy in which human beings live. They have never created a job. They have never innovated. They've never built a business. They've never done a damned thing outside of take taxpayer money to boss people around. That is all they do, all day long. That is true at every level.
Kind of like number four.
Of the top echelon of the Democratic Party. Barack Obama has never held a real job, ever, his entire life. He was a community organizer, and then he went directly into taxpayer-funded politics. None of those things are real jobs. Michelle Obama worked at a private law firm for 5 minutes, then she got a cush gig at the University of Chicago because her husband was in politics, and now she gallivants around being famous, wealthy, and well-loved because her husband was president of the United States. Chuck Schumer has been in politics since 1862. He has never held a job in the private sphere. Nancy Pelosi's husband was very rich, but she has never run a business. She has been in politics since before Socrates was killed. They kept telling you the economy was...
I mean, like, it's kind of true. I think that if you haven't run a business, you have a bad perspective on these things. But also, the people that do run businesses give bad perspectives on these, and they lie to you as well. You should know that. Anytime a Republican talks about anything relating to trickle down, they're lying to you. If you give a tax cut to a business, they're never using that money to hire somebody else. That's never happening, ever. Because money that they reinvest in the business isn't taxed anyway. That's not influencing. When you give tax cuts to certain types of things, you're just giving it's just bigger profits for them that they collect. They're not going to you hire an employee when you want to do more business. That's it. You hire an employee when the demand is such that the current employees you have can't keep up with business. Giving more money back to business owners doesn't make them magically hire more people. It's fucking retarded. But every Republican small business owner will feed you this bullshit. It's not true.
Booming, everything was fine, and now they're telling you, whoop. See, doodle, here is the thing. Anyone with a basic understanding of economics can see that the economy is not in amazing shape right now. I've been telling you for years to diversify your portfolio with precious metals. If you'd listened to me before, you'd be in better shape now. So now might be a good time to consider diversification with my friends over at Birch Gold. Birch Gold makes it easy to convert your IRA or 401k into a precious metals IRA. It's a smart way to protect your hard-earned savings from the impending economic disaster. But hey, if protecting your financial future isn't enough motivation, how about this fun thing? Backed by popular demand, now through the end of the month, you can get your very own 24-karat gold-plated Truth Bomb on qualifying purchases. It's a little reminder of the Truth Bombs we hear at JD Vance every day, and it's the smart decision you made to invest in gold. Here's what you need to do. Text Ben to 989898. You'll get a free info kit and learn how you can own gold in a tax-sheltered IRA account. Let's all put our financial parachutes on before the economy takes a nosedive. Do not wait for the crash to hit. Text Ben to 989898 right now. Claim your eligibility. Qualifying purchases made before August 31st can get a golden Truth Bomb to serve as a reminder of the great decision you made to protect your savings with gold. That's Ben to 989898. None of these people have ever created a damned thing. Ever, none. And when they say government creates jobs, I want to go back to a clip that we played yesterday. It's a clip of Kamala Harris, the only question she's been asked on the campaign trail. And by the way, we are now at, let's count them. Yep, we got to update it. Day 32 of no serious interviews for the Democratic presidential nominee. 0 interviews, 0 serious questions. But the one question that she was kind of asked about how she would pay for her policies. Like, this is a thing that typically, if you're in business, you have to answer. How do you pay for the thing you want to do? You have to go borrow. That creates significant tailwinds. You have to go borrow. That means that you have significant drag on your company, for example. Or maybe you have to do it out of cash flow, which means that you have to triage, decide where the cash goes and where it doesn't go. That's how you would deal with an additional cost if you ran a business. Kamala Harris never pay for the thing you want. Asked about how she would pay for her policies. Like, this is a thing that typically, if you're in business, you have to answer. How do you pay for the thing you want to do? You have to go borrow. That creates significant tailwinds. You have to go borrow. That means that you have significant drag on your company, for example. Or maybe you have to do it out of cash flow, which means that you have to triage, decide where the cash goes and where it doesn't go. That's how you would deal with an additional cost if you ran a business. Kamala Harris never run a business. She's never run a popsicle stand. Kamala Harris has been on the taxpayer dole.
I'm being really pedantic, but the idea that debt creates a significant drag on your company, the whole point of acquiring debt is because it won't create significant drag. The whole point of acquiring debt is that you know that the money is better spent now than just not taking out the loan and like accumulating money into the future, whatever. That's the whole point in analyzing when you take out debt to make investments in your business. I mean, it drags a little bit. I mean, you have to pay it back, and there's usually going to be interest attached. But ideally, if you're taking out debt for your company, it's because you can deploy that money immediately in a more beneficial way than waiting for the future cash flow or whatever, right? Like,
since she left,
but I'm being really pedantic, but
left law school. And half of those taxpayer-funded jobs were created specifically for her because she was sleeping with Willie Brown in her early career. That's just a reality. It's not sexist. It's just reality.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Those were her life decisions, not mine. So I get to talk about them since she's the one who wants to be president of the United States. That's the way this works.
Okay.
It's not sexist. It's reality. Willie Brown himself has said so. She, of course, obscures it. That happens to be the case. Okay, so I want to play a clip from yesterday. Here is a clip in which she explains how she's going to pay for these proposals.
You unveiled your some economic policies last week. Yeah. Can you explain how you're going to pay for those? And can you give us a sense of what other policies you want to unveil going forward?
Sure. Well, I mean, you just look at it in terms of what we are talking about, for example, around children and the child tax credit and extending the EITC. It's at $6,000 for the first year of a child's life. The return on that investment in terms of what that will do and what it will pay for will be tremendous. We've seen it when we did it in the first year of our administration. We reduced child poverty by over 50%. So that's a lot of the work. And then what we're doing in terms of the tax credits, we know that there's a great return on that investment. When we increase home ownership in America, what that means in terms of increasing the tax base, not to mention property tax base, what that does to fund schools, again, return on investment. I think it's a mistake for any person who talks about public policy to not critically evaluate how you measure the return on investment.
That would be a great...
Okay. This is a good answer in theory. So the only question would be, do the numbers actually support our argument? In theory, that is true. You can make big investments in your population, and sometimes dollars invested can come back with huge multipliers. A really good example of this is birth control. You get huge multipliers in terms of investing in birth control for poor people that don't have kids, that don't become a burden on the system, et cetera, right?
How you measure the return on investment.
That would be a great question. How do you measure? How do you measure return on investment? Okay, she keeps saying return on investment. Now, if I run a business, I can tell my return on investment because I know how many dollars are going out and how many dollars are coming in. If you're a politician, your return on investment is not in dollars and cents. If you are a politician, your return on investment is how many votes you receive. And so
that's great, but this is just a delusional fantasy, like straw man. She literally was saying that she wasn't talking about how many votes you'll receive. She was literally saying growing the tax base. It sounded like she was saying that by investing a certain dollar amount early on in a person's life or giving them the ability to own a home, you're increasing the amount of tax receipts that you'll receive in the future because you're creating more productive workers that are earning higher amounts of income that now qualify for increased taxation that will make you the money back that you invested in them. That's what she was saying. Now, again, theoretically, that's correct. What she's saying is correct in theory, but now in terms of numbers, I don't know. I mean, like, you would have to run the analysis on that to see if it's actually right, but she's correct in theory.
Is how many votes you receive. And so the easiest public policy ever is to take money that has been earned by someone else and to give it to people who will vote for you for receiving free public benefits. That is the actual return on investment she's talking about.
That's not what she said at all. But we could just like not address what she said at all, I guess.
Don't give this crap about the return on investment is reducing child poverty. Okay, throwing checks at people does not reduce child poverty in any serious way, absent the extreme short term. Because it turns out that if you don't change the trajectory of income earning in a family, cutting somebody a check doesn't actually solve the problem for more than the next 5 minutes. To actually solve long-lasting poverty, you need free enterprise, free markets, entrepreneurship, innovation, job creation. Those are the things you actually need.
You also need like a more educated workforce, though, that is capable of entering into that job market and making sure that children are taken care of. Like, you know how important families are. Like,
but all that exists in the absence of government interventionism. She's never run a business, so she doesn't have to answer in terms of business. She just hijacks business terms like return on investment to mean I pay off my political constituents, and then the return on investment to me is votes.
But that's not what she said.
The reason that this is so galling is because the hatred for wealth creation in the Democratic Party, the true hatred, and it feels like hypocrisy, but it's not.
Oh, there we go. Hatred of wealth. There we go.
Worse than hypocrisy. The hatred for wealth creation in the private sector in the Democratic Party is matched only by the insanity of the fact that all the people who hate private sector wealth creation are perfectly happy to own a lake house like Bernie Sanders, or 3 houses like the Obama family, or to be rich as Croesus like Chuck Schumer. Like, all of these people are loaded. They didn't get loaded by creating things. They got loaded by redistributing money from other people who earned it. They got loaded by seizing control of the levers of distribution. That is how they got rich. And then they turn around and blame the people who actually create the wealth. understand that that's part of what underlies their hatred for Donald Trump. They hate that Donald Trump was a businessman for decades before he became president of the United States.
Do you think
Are
he
tired of
believes
the lies
this?
and the twist of the mainstream?
I don't know. Also, you want to talk about, bro, Donald Trump's background was real estate, which is probably one of the most like tax advantaged industries that you can work in. There are so many different tax advantages and loopholes and everything else that like exist around real estate. So the idea, but whatever. Okay. I'm going to go downstairs and start our shit hopefully soon. Love you. Anything else with Dan in like 10 minutes, ideally. Probably more like 20 minutes, but I'll see you soon.